Alright, let's continue. In the previous lesson, we talked about classification of organisms and that all organisms in the world can be categorized into 6 kingdoms. So in this video, we will be looking at the first 2 kingdoms, and that is Archaebacteria and also Eubacteria. Okay, so these are the characteristics, the main features of the organisms in the kingdom. So let's start with the Archaebacteria. It's a prokaryote organism. Okay, if you have forgotten what is prokaryote, you may need to refer to the term analysis here. Okay, on a type of cell which lacks a membrane-bound nucleus and also membrane-enclosed organelles. Okay, so both of these Archaebacteria and also Eubacteria, they are prokaryote organisms. They are unicellular organisms, which means they have only one cell. Okay, Archaebacteria are primitive bacteria. So primitive here means preserving the character of an early stage in evolutionary. Okay, yang paling asal punya, yang paling the earliest one lah in the stage of evolution, dia punya characteristics macam dia adalah bakteria yang tua. Okay, so apart from that, Archaebacteria also has cell walls but with no peptidoglycan. So what is actually peptidoglycan? Okay, under Eubacteria di sini ada dia punya explanation. It is also known as murine, which is a polymer made up of sugars and also amino acids. Okay, so sebenarnya peptidoglycan ini adalah bahan, okay, the substance that form the cell walls consisting of these lah, the characteristics. Okay, yang penting kamu ingat dia adalah salah satu bahan yang membentuk dinding sel. So this Archaebacteria has cell walls, but yet there is no peptidoglycan. Okay, itu beza dia. Berbanding dengan Eubacteria that has cell walls with peptidoglycan. Alright, it lives in very hot, acidic, salty, or anaerobic environments. Okay, selalunya kalau bakteria ni kita cakap dia tinggal dalam kawasan yang lembap kan, but this one is in a very hot, acidic, salty, and also anaerobic. That means without the presence of oxygen punya environment. Okay, so quite a harsh environment for these type of bacteria. Okay, so Archaebacteria ini, it can be divided into 3 groups. 3 kumpulan. It is based on their habitats, the division, the category. First one is metanogen. Metanogen ini adalah obligate anaerobic bacteria. Obligate ni maksudnya memang dia adalah bakteria yang menjalankan respirasi secara anaerobic. Okay, even when there is a presence of oxygen, it will not carry out aerobic respiration. So they are found in swamps, kawasan paya, and also the digestive tract of the ruminants and also humans. Humans ini manusia, kalau ruminants itu, this is it. Comprise contohnya the cattle, sheep, antelopes, deer, giraffes. Okay, so ini adalah kumpulan haiwan yang kita panggil sebagai ruminants. Okay, the second category of Archaebacteria is halophile. Halophile ini, it can be found in places with extremely high salt concentration. High salt concentration, contohnya pada this one, the Dead Sea lah. Dead Sea has got high concentration of salt. Sangat masin. Okay, the third category of Archaebacteria based on habitat is that it stays in temperature which is very high. Sangat tinggi bacteria that can withstand high temperature and flourishes at an optimum temperature of 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. Kawasan yang sangat panas. Okay, so hot springs, ni tempat yang boleh kita jumpa. Thermophile, sebab thermo ini comes from the word thermal which means heat. Halo daripada bab 7 hari itu related to salt. So, jadi kita boleh ingat Okay, so this one thermophile ini found in hot springs in highly acidic locations like the Yellowstone National Park in the US. So examples are given here, the Sulfolobus species. sulfur oxidizing bacteria, and also the Halobacterium salinarum. Okey, ini adalah ciri-ciri bagi organisma dalam kingdom Archaebacteria. Okey, kalau Eubacteria ini still it is prokaryote organism, it is unicellular but usually form colonies. Okey, macam satu group ya. It is also known as true bacteria sebabnya of the cell walls which has this substance known as the peptidoglycan. Okay, glycan. Jadi ada gula, sugars, and also peptide here, peptide, so related to peptide bond kan. Jadi ada amino acid dan juga sugar, gula, glucose. So glycan, peptidoglycan. Alright, so the cytoplasm of Eubacteria contains ribosome, plasmids, but has none of the membrane-enclosed organelles like the mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and others. Okay, dia tidak ada membrane-enclosed organelles, so that's why dia ni masih lagi berada di bawah kategori prokaryote. Alright, so these bacteria are classified according to their shape. So sangat special klasifikasi dia adalah ikut bentuk dia. Okay, so classify according to the shapes. For example, Streptococcus pneumoniae and also Vibrio cholera. Okay, yang ini yang penyebab penyakit kolera itu, this type of bacteria. Okay, Streptococcus pneumoniae yang adalah pathogen for pneumonia. Okay, so from the terms there, okay, it tells us a lot of facts about the characteristics. Alright, so let's look into the history corner here. Kita punya scientist, there's a scientist named Robert Whittaker. They introduced 5 kingdoms: Monora, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and also Animalia. But then remember in the previous lessons, the latest punya taxonomy ini ada 6 kingdom, right? So this Monora ini is actually dia split. So it says here developments in the study of the biomolecules found different RNA between bacteria dan Archaebacteria. So that means from Monora itu, segala bakteria itu mula-mula dia punya kategori adalah pada kingdom ini. But then after some development in the studies, they found out that this kingdom has to split sebab ada dia punya perbezaan dari segi RNA. And then another scientist, Carl Wurst, 1990 proposed 6 kingdom. Okay, di mana the Monora kingdom itu is being broken into 2, iaitu bacteria dan juga Archaebacteria. Eubacteria itu true bacteria and also Archaebacteria lah. Okay, let's look into this. This is cyanobacteria, blue-green algae. Okay, blue-green algae. Very special because it has chloroplast, can undergo photosynthesis. Okay, mula-mula kita ada Monora ini kan. So cyanobacteria here is actually under the Eubacteria. Dia punya klasifikasi. Maksudnya yang the latest one ini Monora ini sudah tidak ada. If we are to follow kita punya syllabus ini, it is under Archaebacteria dengan Eubacteria. Maksudnya these two comes from Monora lah last time. Okay, that's it for today's lesson on these 2 kingdom, Archaebacteria and also Eubacteria.